student here at OCC, looking to major in nutrition and dietetics.
Hi, I'm Kathy Nguyen, and I am in the Allied Health program.
I'm Elizabeth, and I'm working towards getting an AA in public health here.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm majoring in public health science. We are part of the Peer Health Educator program here at OCC. We are the new group of peer health educators who have started our training this semester and are committed to promoting healthy lifestyles among our peers.
So right now, one of the campaign that we're working on is working to move OCC to a smoke-free, tobacco-free campus. This all started when a group of students approached Professor Hanlon about how to make OCC a smoke-free campus. They realized that they found out that OCC is not smoke-free and that we have recently failed our California Community College health indicators, and we got because we are not smoke-free, we don't have any policy on how we smoke or vape the students. And then together with Professor Hanlon, the students were able to work on how to formulate the policy, the implementation and the enforcement of it, and students began to work to get resolution for associate students.
So during this time last spring and the summer of 2018, the resolution supporting 100% smoke and tobacco-free campuses was passed by the California Community College Board of Governors. Seeing that this kind of support in the movement motivated us to really drive the movement forward. And last summer we applied and we received a grant from the Truth Initiative. The grant included a requirement of strong student participation and asked us to identify 2 students to develop and lead educational efforts. And then in the fall of 2018, we met some major milestones. We implemented a college-wide survey addressing concerns and the attitudes about smoking and vaping on campus among our OCC facility management staff and students. And the results showed that the survey was majority of 69% of the OCC had some level of some concerns about the effects of smoking and tobacco use. And then a majority, which was 69% of OCC, agreed that campus should adopt and implement a 100% smoke and tobacco-free campus.
And so with those facts, we reported on these survey findings to the Academic Senate, the Classified Senate, and the College Council in order to further discuss what we can do. And at this time, our associated students passed a resolution to become 100% smoke-free, or smoke and tobacco-free. And our governance bodies endorsed the recommendation that our associated students should have the requirement that an implementation task force is created so that we can help kind of get the ball rolling. And kind of as part of that, a lot of last year was actually spent getting to the heart of the movement, which is us, the students. And with the grant from the Truth Initiative, our student leaders, Christine and Angie, as well as our group of peer health educators, so that would soon to be us, developed a bunch of different outreach activities in the process, and they wanted to basically educate on the dangers of tobacco use, as well as educate the students on what it would look like once this policy is implemented. Some of the things that they did to kind of spread the word, they tried to create fun, creative events, such as the bubble machine, the big orange table, music, as well as some games, so that we can kind of explain what this policy really means to us, how it's going to affect the students, and so forth. We also talk about kind of the little known facts about Juuls. So again, that's the e-cigarettes and how they're actually pose a danger to our health, as that might not really be common knowledge. And then kind of a fun activity, I guess you could say it's my favorite, is the walk your butt to the can. And essentially it's a group of students as well as some faculty and staff collected cigarette butts from around the campus, and we put it in this bin here. And what we did is, like during tabling sessions, or if we had the chance to interact with students, we would ask how many cigarette butts do you think is in that box? And it came out, I think over the span of maybe 2 sessions, it's about 3,000. The first collection happened for like 15 minutes and the second one was over like 2 hours or so. And that was 3,000, so that's a lot. And by doing that, we're kind of able to really show students, how prevalent it is in our life on campus.
While the student leaders and peer health educators were out engaging the campus in the tobacco work, our task force members of faculty, staff, and students started reading and examining as many smoking and tobacco policies as possible and review them to begin our own policy here at OCC. As we wait for review of the draft policy, the task force is beginning the work of establishing a messaging campaign. The goal of this campaign is to communicate the policy to the campus that the campus will soon become 100% smoke and tobacco free. We as peer health educators will become involved in promoting the campaign and informing individuals about the policy. We will also be promoting the cessation services that will soon become available to the campus. These cessation services include an on-site counselor who will help staff, students, and faculty who are looking to quit smoking, as well as cessation aids like nicotine patches.
So to repeat what Rosa had talked about our anti-smoking event, we did one on Flex Day where we only had staff members on campus just learning and being at workshop. So we were hosting a butt cleanup day where we encourage staff to help clean up and collect the cigarette butts around campus. And we did have like 2 participants from the event. We had a philosophy professor who collected for maybe 15 minutes and he got like at least 50 cigarette butts. And most of the faculty and staff have shown support for the anti-smoking on our campus because they are getting longer and they don't like the smell and then the risk associated with secondhand smoking. But we did have one individual who were not supportive of the event. She said that it wasn't big as a problem now compared to back then. At OCC, we don't want to maintain like a small number of smokers because they actually do impact our health and our mental health and most importantly their health as well. So we're working towards being a smoke-free campus. Actually working towards being a smoke-free campus, I'm looking forward to interact with students who are smokers because this policy will impact them the most, and then we don't know their viewpoint. We don't know how this will impact their study, and so I'm really interested in working with them and then just understand more what they do and if they know about the cessation program that we have here at the Student Health Center. I have went to a joint task force on Friday to learn more about just anti-smoking, like what is happening in each campus, and the perceived number of smokers is much lower than the actual use. So like for example, the perceived use of cigarette smoking and vaping is 60% when the actual use is lower than 20%. And in my personal experience at OCC, I don't see a lot of cigarette smokers, but vaping is becoming more prevalent each day.
Like Kathy said, when I go around campus, I don't see a lot of cigarette smokers, but there are a lot of more people who vape. But by being part of this project, I really look forward to making OCC 100% smoke-free. But also I like that this project is also something to help educate, but also get the community involved, especially helping those to quit, but have a hard time doing so. We want people to know that we will provide treatment and help for those who want it.
And what I'm most excited about is getting all the students involved and not just saying like, oh, this is a policy we just, like the higher ups decided to implement into our school, but all of California schools are starting to become smoke-free. Like UC, you're not allowed to smoke on campuses, and most community colleges, you're not allowed to. And OCC is one of the last ones who are implementing this policy. So that's mainly one of the reasons why I'm excited into participating in this program. And like I said, implementing cessation aids. So it's we're giving them the help they need and to quit it. It's not just, oh, stop smoking here if you want to smoke at home, but trying to teach them what steps they can take in order to stop smoking.
And lastly, I guess I'll touch a little bit on my experience on campus. So I, again, kind of like mentioned before, mostly we see like e-cigarette use. You know, it's kind of easier, I guess, because you can just kind of stick it in your pocket and go about your day and then take a puff whenever you need. But I have heard that there are some places on campus where, you know, people tend to gather, and that's kind of where we tend to find a majority of our cigarette butts. So it is happening to some degree on our campus. Maybe they're just not doing it as they're, you know, walking through and such. And in terms of what I'm excited to do as part of this program, again, to kind of remember that, like mentioned, a lot more people don't smoke than maybe we perceive. So we always have to keep in mind the people that do, not to just leave them behind and say, hey, there's just this policy, you got to do it. And kind of having those conversations with them, like, you know, what would you like for us to do to help? Here's this cessation package that maybe can benefit you. And yeah.
That's it. Thank you.